or least.
True Opinion Podcast. Hey y'all, welcome to this episode of the True Opinion Podcast. I'm your host, Adontaus. And oh gosh, we are still, of course, still in the midst of this global pandemic. It's getting worse, as every scientist, medical professional, anybody with any fucking sense said it would. And of course, United States was not prepared, so we kind of out here looking stupid to the world, to ourselves. Yeah, and shit is kind of rough out here. People are being told to stay home, shelter in place, more and more. And some people are doing it. Some people are having a really hard fucking time staying at home. It boggles my mind, because why is it home like your like safe place, like your spot? Like, I understand extroverts want to extrovert. Y'all want to go out and stuff, but like being told to stay home for a while, I don't know. A lot of people not dealing with it well. So anyway, online there are tons of think pieces and articles and things that are like, oh, how to survive working from home, how to survive the kids all day, how to survive. And, I don't know what to tell you about how to survive. I'm not working from home. I still got to go to work. Well, that'll probably be another quarantine query about us that are still going to work. But anyway, so I don't know how to tell you to survive working from home, because I don't do it. I don't know how to tell you how to survive being with the kids all day, because again, I'm at work and, I come home and they have all this crazy nervous energy from being in the house all day. But my little kids, I had like 4 littles, and they pretty much find stuff to do. I think they keep themselves entertained pretty well. And even with the weather being like absolute shit here, so they haven't even really been able to go in the backyard. I feel so bad for them, but it is what it is. So how do you survive that? I don't know. I just do it. I've been doing it. So none of that is what this is about. What I want to know is for y'all who are stuck sheltering in place with the one you love, your boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other. I want to know, like, what are y'all learning about the person that you love, that you with, that you sheltering in place with? Are you like, yo, this motherfucker is really dope? Or are you like, hey, I kind of hate this motherfucker? Like, what is going on? Like, what type of person are you with? That's what I want to know. And then, so we're going to talk about, like, the type of people that they are. If you with that type of person, what you can do, what you should do, if you can do anything. And then, maybe we should even touch on, like, what are you learning about yourself in this relationship? Because if you are at home all day with someone, y'all can't really go out except for essentials, like, some shit can start to happen, and how y'all handling it. So let's talk about it. Okay. So, like I said, you're home all day, you are with your significant other, and it's like, what are you learning about them? Like, ladies, like, what kind of man do you have? Like, what you learning about your partner? Do you have like a stupid partner? Because sometimes, especially in relationships that are new. Now, if you are like new and y'all stuck together, it might be kind of like paradise, because all you doing is making love all day, eating bad food, sitting on the couch, watching trash TV, talking, learning about each other. This could kind of like increase that like euphoric feeling that you have when you are with somebody and it's all fairly new. Or it can make it go bad really, really fast because you're kind of almost forced into a like living together situation or a situation where you are spending so much time together so fast before you really get to know anybody. And like all the bad shit that you usually try to hide from that person in the first few months or so or whatever of y'all dating, it's almost like destined to come out because you don't have the distraction of being out in public. You don't have the distraction of being around like a bunch of other people, like groups of people, friends, family. You don't have the distraction of activities. It's just you. And pretty soon, like everything about you or the person you with is going to be laid bare. So, like, are you discovering that your partner may be like a little like, I mean, I say stupid, but that sounds so harsh. But like, it's a lot of news going on, like constantly. And if you are tapped into it, like, what if their political views don't align with yours? Are you with somebody who like don't even know what the hell is going on? Who is like, wait, who is Joe Biden? Wait, I thought he was with Obama like years ago. Who is that? Or what is a Bernie Sanders? Or why Trump on TV every day? Or like who is the mayor of Chicago? Like somebody who's just like don't know what's going on. And then if they do know what's going on, their views on what's going on are so different from yours. And not just like I mean so different that it's like we can't find common ground. It's just like I think your way of thinking is really dumb. Now if you have gotten to the point where you love somebody, you think you love them, but you never knew this about what they think before. But anyway, and then you discover they're kind of like their views aren't the same. And not that y'all have to think the same, but they are just so radically different from what you think. You're just like, yo, I don't see how like this is gonna work out. So like, is it that their views don't align with yours? They don't know what's going on. Or, I mean, you can really discover that the person is just kind of plain not smart in the traditional sense. And it may sound a little like bougie or uppity or whatever to be like, oh, are you discovering that your man is stupid or whatever? Like he a dummy. But this is the thing. Some people love intelligence. Like that is attractive to them. Just like looks are attractive to a lot of y'all. Like certain body parts looking certain ways are attractive. Money is attractive to a lot of y'all. Like intelligence can be attractive to people. So if you are with somebody and you find out that they are not intelligent, or they not even a little bit, or not as intelligent as you thought they were, that could be a fucking turnoff. Like, if you're not somebody who kind of dabbles in dumb, you may not like that person. So you discovering that your partner ain't the brightest crayon in the box. So what you gonna do? I mean, you can, I don't know. You know what you can do? There is a theory of multiple intelligences. So maybe just kind of expand your idea of intelligence a little bit. Like, yeah. So maybe they're not traditionally smart. They don't follow the news. They could not follow the news because the news is fucking depressing and it's the same talking heads saying the same shit over and over again. Or they could feel like out of touch with how things handled at the national level kind of trickle down to their life. Like a lot of people feel like things that happen politically don't affect them. How they will feel like this and that in this time, I don't know, but they still could. or maybe they are so used to not keying in to certain things that it's just easy for them to continue to not pay attention. So, like I said, you can explore the theory of multiple intelligences. There are other ways that people can be smart, quote unquote, and everybody is good at something, I think. Hopefully they're not good at something that's trash. But usually everybody is good at something. So maybe you can kind of explore what your partner is good at, and then maybe see if that's enough for you to be like, you know what? My man ain't no Rhodes Scholar. He's not real well read, but he has this musical IQ that is off the charts, or he is well versed in body mechanics, how to keep your body up, how to stay healthy, or whatever, or being a creative, being a good cook, being a painter, or that takes a different section of the brain being activated. That is a different type of intelligence. So, if you got somebody who's a dummy, you don't necessarily have to throw them away. If you have someone who, you think their views are stupid, like, yeah, they got views, they pay attention, but you just look at them and, you just side-eye the fuck out of them like, yo, everything you say just stupid, just irk me. Like, I think that person, you just gonna have to just kind of do away with, because to me, that person could kind of roll into the next type of nigga you may have, which could be like the know-it-all, which, oh God, I hate the know-it-alls. They will argue. If you are stuck in the house with somebody who knows everything about everything and will argue, I can't talk tonight, argue you up and down about it until you just like submit, or just be like, you know what, forget it, I don't want to talk about it, or it kind of quickly descends into like some shouting match or whatever. Like, that is the absolute worst. It's to me, it's like they just like, I don't know. To me, it's like they are insecure about something or many things, and like this is how they assert dominance. Or I mean, they could just like really just be assholes. And then you have those people like the know-it-alls who like to be know-it-alls and contrarians. Like they just disagree with you just for the sake of disagreeing. Oh my God, I cannot stand this personality type. I think that is so annoyingly childish. Like just because, and I don't even understand the psychology behind doing that. Like, who likes to argue? I realize there are people that do, but like for real, like to take it to that level, like you like to argue, you just gonna disagree with what I'm saying just for the sake of disagreeing. Like that, like I said, if you stuck in the house with that type of person, I feel for you. Like if you are discovering that your new love, or that, your boyfriend that you necessarily ain't, live with or had to spend all this time together, or even somebody, like sometimes you can be with somebody for quite a while, like a year or more, and like they can start exhibiting some behaviors. You like, yo, what the fuck this shit been? I didn't know you had potential to be like this big of an asshole. I didn't know this about you. So like, if you are discovering you have a know-it-all, like if it's new, I think you should just leave him alone. Like for real, who wants, that is just so frustrating. It is so frustrating, and it has potential just to become so toxic. Like, why would you want to spend your time in almost constant battle because you cannot have a thought or an opinion that is just your own, So if it's new and you discovering this, I would just Yo, I would even ghost them. To me, the people like that deserve to be ghosted. Just quit calling me. Don't come over here no more. I don't want to hear you or see you or talk to you, because you know why? Because they go try to argue the fuck out of you. They're going to try. I'm so upset about this. I cannot stand these people. They are going to try to argue with you about why you should not leave them alone. And they won't leave the argument alone until you're like, okay, okay. All right, I stay with you. And what type of shit is that? Why would you want to be with somebody who basically just kind of made you be with them because they would not shut up? So if it's new, leave it alone. If it's like not new, if you invest it, if it's, you feel like, but I love him. Ugh. Just try like using your words, your grown up adult words. Let them know, I don't like that. Every time I say something, you got to one up me. You know more about it. And, some things you may not. And then like sometimes it's just like you just disagree with me. Like you just want to start an argument. And I mean, be prepared. If this is their personality type, they may not listen. They may just start another argument with you. But if you're willing to try, just try to ease into the conversation a little bit, like, hey, babe, I love that you are so smart. And you got to stroke their little fragile fucking egos. I love that you are so smart, that you are so worldly, and you have, facts and opinions about a lot of things. But, I really feel like, sometimes that, I'm just not heard. You don't let me express myself. It's just kind of like, if I don't have the exact same views or opinions or thoughts or, that you have, it's like it starts a fight. And I think the beauty of this relationship is that we are two different people. We're not some, hybrid monster mono person. We are a couple and we complement each other. And I think that, we can agree to disagree sometimes, babe, and it doesn't take away from either one of us. Try that. It may not work. It might. But try something kind of, along those lines. Like I said, stroke the ego a little bit, ease into it, and then, get your feelings out there and then propose kind of like a solution, like a way that y'all can still be together and work this out. And one of you does not feel like you are always being, bombarded with the other one's thoughts, opinions, feelings, or whatever. And then just, like one more thing about the know-it-all. If, like I said, if it's new, for real, just leave them alone. It's not even worth it. You don't even know this motherfucker that well. Just leave it alone. If it's not new, if it's kind of old and you're discovering like, yo, I really don't like this behavior. I don't. And you talked about it and it's not working. Just kind of know, like, to me, like that know-it-all personality that I'm going to argue with you. You got to think what I think. It's controlling. And I think it could very easily turn into something very, very ugly, nasty, and abusive. So really just beware. If this behavior is just making you feel bad or just, you don't have them loving feelings, let it go. For real. Now, I know this coronavirus stuff is so scary and, normally it's like it's a million other men out there and the government is actively trying to kill like 3 million of them. So you may be like, I may not find another disease-free motherfucker for a while if I let this one go. But you will. And in uncertain times, like, do you really want to be stuck with somebody who works your last motherfucking nerve? No, you don't. You want to feel happy, reassured, loved, even if the whole world is about to burn up, you want somebody to be like, hey, it's going to be okay. And you want to really feel like it's going to be okay. So, again, let him go. Let him go to his mama house, his sister house, back to his own house. Maybe even being apart during this shelter in place order this time. Maybe it'll even kind of give him some perspective. And I'm saying him because I am specifically talking to ladies dealing with guys. Man, I don't care about y'all. I don't care. Listen and see if you recognize any of these traits in yourself and then fix your behavior. That is what this episode is for any guys listening. But ladies, this is really for you about discovering like just exactly what type of person do you have? Are you in this relationship with? Like, so the next relationship type or person or what you could be discovering being with this person all this time is that they are like sketchy as fuck, like quite questionable character. Now, you know, many people have potential to be sketchy, questionable, have some loose kind of morals, you know? Okay. But if you like, y'all just starting out and, you know, you always went to nice, expensive places. He always had on nice clothes or bought you things or, you know, just basically the money was there. Like you could see he had money. He was spending money. Like, you know, it was like money ain't a thing. Okay. And then y'all spending all this time together and you kind of seeing like the real, like, you know, this apartment is quite bummy or like, you know, you just got maybe a couple nice shoes or nice outfits or it's just like the lifestyle or whatever was portrayed when y'all were going out, like on the town and stuff. It's not reflected in anything else in their life. Then you got a job or you got a job and it's just kind of a normal job. It's not like a ball out type of job. And so, you know, now you're starting to question like, where does this money come from? Or, you know, what you doing to get it? And then maybe you have that conversation or you go snooping like sometimes women do. Oh, yeah, I still snoop. I don't care. I go all through this man's shit. It belongs to me anyway. So, anyway, you start looking, you start your FBI investigation. And you discover like it's some weird shit going on. It's some fucking writing bag checks. It's some card cracking. It's some outside, like outright just identity theft. This fool got credit cards with 5 different names on them or something. Just mail for all random type of people was coming to this address. And you're like, yo, okay. Questionable character. To some, hey, that's fine for them. To others, you know, it's like, I don't know. To me, it's all theft. So that wouldn't be okay with me. But, you know, some people, you may have met your counterpart. Like, ladies, like, if that's fine with you and you say, oh, this is what you do? Okay, well, shit, we finna get money together there. All right. You know what you're getting into. But if that is not you and you discover something like that, it is time to run. It's time to go. Because for one, like to me, not only is it stealing, it's also like lying. Because you are presenting yourself as one thing or one person or you have certain kind of means. And you don't. Like, eventually, like, nothing lasts forever. And eventually, it's going to crack, it's going to crumble, or whatever. And then, like, I'm looking like, oh, I thought you was cool. And you only like me for the money. You know how these fucking motherfuckers get. They try to turn everything around on you. And it was all good when I had money. Yes, it was all good when you had money. Like, listen. Nobody wants to be with someone who... Like, listen to yourself. Nobody. It was good when I had money. You acted like you had money, so I thought you had it. You know, if you had not portrayed yourself as some type of baller and or shot caller, sir, then I would not have treated you that way. Then maybe we could have been going half on things, or we could have scaled back the dates, or we would not have planned to go on those trips or whatever. But don't try to don't try to get in my pants. Don't try to get in my heart. Don't try to be with me. Portray yourself as one thing. And then when you're not that, don't get mad at me for like looking at you like, yo, nigga, you lied to me. You have to give people the chance and the opportunity to love you, be with you, treat you as the person that you are. By lying to them, you make a decision for them. And then inevitably, when a lie fucking falls apart, because they always do, that's why I hate liars, because some shit always coming back, and now we got to fight and fuss and argue. You know, when the lie falls apart, then you want to get mad. This reminds me, totally off the subject, but I guess maybe we can kind of incorporate it. In Questionable Character, did y'all watch Love is Blind? I know many of you did on Netflix. If you didn't, fast forward this part because I'm about to spoil part of it. So it was this fool. I don't remember his name. What was Black Fam name that was like bisexual? Carlton? Chelsea Clinton? I don't know. Carlton, maybe. I forget. Anyway, I know her name. Her name was Diamond. She was from Chicago. So anyway, they had gotten together. He asked her to marry him, after they talked in the pods or whatever. She accepted. They were both excited. But whole time, homie had this secret that I don't know. I didn't want to say nothing. I don't know how she gone. Okay, so his secret was that in the past he said, I wish I could remember things, y'all. He said something like he was just attracted to energies or love or whatever. He dated guys and girls in the past, but now he was ready to settle down. He wanted to be with a woman, and that was it. And he was like, he didn't know how a woman would react to knowing that he used to date guys in the past. Listen, understandable, because this kind of, gender fluidity and, just kind of free love who you love type of stuff. It's not new, but it's kind of new as in like it's hitting the mainstream and everybody ain't down with it. Y'all seen fucking Molly on Insecure when that dude that she really liked and really liked her told her that in college he had fooled around with a guy once. And she was like, I can't do this. I'm out of here. Like, y'all know. So anyway, he didn't tell Diamond before he asked her to marry him. Then they get to Island Paradise, and then he want to tell her this. And so Diamond had questions, which is completely reasonable. She did not fly off the handle. She didn't disrespect him. She didn't, act cuckoo bananas. None of that. She was just, she wanted to talk about it. She had some questions. And one of them was like, you talking about you want to marry me. Why would you not tell me this? And he just started acting like a complete asshole. He talking about, like, bitches like you, and call my girl a bitch. Call my girl Diamond from Chicago a bitch. Just totally like flipped out on her. When to me, her reaction was completely valid, because it was like, you asked me to marry you and you was like legit finna try to come into this marriage with a secret. Now we know it's reality TV. Maybe he was just on there to try to like get a little clout. Maybe he had no intention of going through with a marriage or whatever. But she was taking it seriously, at least semi-seriously, or acting like she was. And it was like, so wait, you was finna marry me. Talking about you had loved at me and stuff. That's not how she talked. That's me just adding something. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, and you was finna come into this relationship with this humongous ass secret. And he was like, I didn't know how you react because people always. But this is the thing. Y'all were in a love is blind experiment. You did not see each other. You talked to each other with like this frosted glass wall or whatever between y'all. You could not see each other. So when you couldn't see their reaction, wouldn't that have been the time to just say, hey, fun fact about me, I used to date guys. It was just a moment. I don't do it anymore. I want to settle down. I want to have a family. I want to have a wife and kids. And, it's just something that is a part of me. I think you should know it's not a big deal. Like how you feel about it. You could have said this and not had to see her face, not had to see her reaction. She could have just got up and walked out the room, and you would have never known who she was until you watched the show back with the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been a perfect time, but you didn't do it. But he didn't do it because he was trying to make her feel a certain way about him, i.e. fall in love with him, accept his raggedy proposal, and then you wanted to kind of throw that in there and make her feel like already obligated to you or already had these feelings, or we supposed to get married. I don't want to not get married. I don't want to look stupid, or whatever. It's all trash. That's why you do not start off relationships with lies. That is why if you find out a nigga got some questionable shit in his background, or he is a questionable character, like he do like kind of janky little shit that you ain't really down with, you need to just walk away. That's it. I mean, because especially if this is the way someone lives their life, you're not going to get them to change it. This is what they do. If you discover that, I mean, even if it's like little white collar shit, if you ain't with that shit, like if stealing is stealing, if fucking going to strip clubs is immoral or whatever it is, I don't want to just restrict it to, financial stuff, but whatever you discover about somebody, if it is not in line with your morals, or if it's something that you don't really like and you gonna side eye, like to me, it should just be a deal breaker. Because, like I said, it's probably not something they gonna stop doing. If you, this is not funny, but if you like fucking in an apartment, like stuck you somewhere with your man, y'all fairly new, or you even been into it for 6-9 months, and this motherfucker started doing lines of coke, he like, what the fuck? Yo, get out of there before you become a cokehead too. Like, that shit will drag you down. If y'all go out, you have a few shots or whatever, you have a good time, you come home, it's cool. Y'all stuck together and, it's more vodka in the pantry than it is food. And you like, yo, this motherfucker drink like a fish. Maybe it's time to go, because that may be a problem later. So anybody with questionable character, they do some things. Yo, I would die. Now, like, if me and my husband, like, both, like, had to stay over work, he just, like, pulled out a crack pipe. Like, divorce. What the fuck is this? That shit is so crazy to me. But anyway, stuff that is just... it don't sit right with you. It make your skin crawl a little bit. Like, from the moral side, just go on, let it go. It's not even worth it. 3 months in, 3 days in, 3 years in, like, if y'all ain't married, you ain't under no obligation to work it out. So just let it go. And then, just again, like discovering what type of man you are with. Are you with somebody who is like, a slob, who can't cook, somebody who like lazy, like, yeah, we stuck at home all day, but you just like, you okay just like laying on the couch all day? Like, you don't want to do nothing? You don't want to like read a book or like, I don't know, something, do a paper mache project, like something. You don't want to do nothing like that would bug me. Like you just content to just kind of while these days away, just like laying here, non-productivity, unproductive, like people who just don't do shit. Listen, I love a don't do shit day, but that's because I do so much during the week and even on the weekends. And I don't think I really had a don't do shit day. Maybe like a don't do shit 30 minutes or an hour. But, I understand like a don't do shit day, but like all your days are like that. So, just like, is that the type of person you with? Somebody who just don't want to do nothing? And then, or, are you with somebody who like, oh my God, wouldn't it be the worst to like discover? Because all you got now is time. So you gonna start like even doing shit you maybe didn't even do before, like kind of going through text messages or emails or pictures or what's in this top dresser drawer or what's in this box in the fucking drop panel in the bathroom, like on that fucking crazy show You or whatever. Is he hiding a Joe type box somewhere? Check the basements. You start just looking through shit. Wouldn't it just be the worst to discover like you with a cheater? Oh my gosh. And y'all stuck together. And I'm saying stuck together, but I mean, really, in most cases, unless you are like living together and neither one of y'all got no place to go, which like would nobody let neither one of y'all sleep on the couch? Maybe y'all are good together. Cause it sounds like if you have nobody in your life you could ever turn to, like not one single soul, I don't know. That's a whole nother podcast probably. But like, are you discovering that like your man got a lot of secrets? Like secret keepers. Oh, secret keepers are terrible. They like secret keepers are liars. Same thing. And then to me, they are worse because sometimes they create like these elaborate plot lines and like false patterns of behavior to like keep their little secrets and stuff. And that's just, again, that's just crazy. To me, it's like psychopathic, sociopathic behavior. And you don't need that either. Like if you just start and I don't mean organically discovering things like y'all are talking or, oh yeah, I didn't know your mom was born in Mississippi or so. No, not stuff like that. You know the difference between getting to know you and I have known you, and this is something that I never fucking knew about you. And usually keeping secrets like that is like big secrets. Like, yo, I got a kid, or, I did 5 years in jail for manslaughter. Like manslaughter is like you killed somebody. I think that's something you need to know. Or, like I used to be abusive. I'm not anymore. Like that is red flaggery. And you should have told me that too. Like, again, whenever somebody keeps something from you, they are lying to you and they are taking away your right to choose what you do with that information. And if you want to continue to see them, like knowing the information, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it can be rough because some things that people may not tell you, they may feel like, I didn't know what was going to happen with you when I first met you. I didn't think I had to spill everything on my like B6 classified level of my psyche or my past. But I think we are all adults and we know not to be a Carlton. Not, is that man's name? I feel like it is, but then I feel like it's not. It's something very Carlton-esque if it's not Carlton. But it's like, when you're getting to like a serious point in a relationship, or, to me, every burgeoning relationship has that point where y'all like cross over from, just like kind of surface getting to know you stuff, and you kind of start delving into things that are more deep and more personal. And when you start doing that, that's when you need to start bringing up shit that may be problematic if it's found out later. And to me, I think that's like the best time, because early in the relationship, when y'all are getting to know each other and starting to get more personal, to me, that person probably has more sympathy for you at that point. I mean, I guess it could be argued that they are less involved, so they could just be like, yo, fuck this. I'm not dealing with this mess. But also, you can maybe, I don't know. I feel like was kind of, or would be more kind of like, oh, don't worry about that. Or, that's not something that, that's important to me, or, that's not a deal breaker or whatever. Like, but that's just me. Like, y'all may be like, yo, nope, next, get out of here, fool. I'm not dealing with it. So, you just have to decide, I guess, to you, when is the best time for you to be told that information, what you would do with it. But again, secret keepers are probably not relationship keepers. I would say throw them away, because especially if they keep big shit from you, they'll always keep stuff from you. And that's not fair. You don't want to deal with that. So finally, this is the big one. If you are self-isolating and sheltering in place, and you discover that the person you are with is abusive, and I know many things and places are closed, 911 is not. You do not have to stay. If it's your place, they definitely don't have to stay. And just, how I feel about abusers. I can't stand them. I hate them. You don't have to be with them. You can call 911. You can get away. There are still shelters and social service agencies that are open. And I know, like, staying in the shelter during a pandemic sounds like the worst fucking idea on earth. But, I mean, it's better than being pounded on. And hotels are still in operation, and in the greater Chicagoland area, they are working on a plan to even, shelter people that don't have places to go in hotels. Also, if you have friends, family, a sympathetic coworker, anyone trustworthy that you can stay with, please get away. Please go to them. It don't matter if your family, you ain't talked to them in a while, if you shaded your friends, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you in trouble, like, people who love you are going to be there for you. So reach out to them. If you discover that you are with somebody who is an abusive asshole, somebody who is never satisfied, beware of people who are never satisfied with stuff that you do for them. That is, to me, a gateway to abusive behavior, because they are always trying to make you please them. Always. And it becomes all about them. They are narcissistic and just terrible people. Just terrible, terrible, terrible. Get away from them too. But again, just because everything is just, we're in the upside down right now, does not mean you have to stay in an abusive or dangerous situation. Get away from there. Get out. There are places you can go. Friends, family, like I said, just get out. So, I mean, that's it. What type of person are you with? Or I guess, oh no, that's not it. Because I guess I should leave on a more positive note and say, are you discovering that the man you are with is truly the man that you thought he was, and he is just not perfect, but perfect for you, just like really a good, thoughtful, caring, wonderful person. And if that is what you are discovering, if it's a new relationship, 2 or 3 years in, y'all ain't never been through something horrible or just kind of been in a situation like this, and that motherfucker is really just like coming through in the clutch, like he just like fucking, I want to use a basketball reference, Jordan in the fourth, Jordan in the playoffs, Jordan in game 7, if he like LeBron, the real MVP, what was that, Kevin Durant, whatever, if he legit, then kudos and congratulations, and lock that shit up. Don't be playing around. Don't be playing no games. Don't be acting stupid. He's a keeper. So appreciate him. Show him you love him. Give him some head. Okay? All right, y'all. That is it for this episode of the True Opinion Podcast. Join me somewhere on social media. On Twitter. True Opinion Show. On Twitter, and just like stay safe, stay in the house, don't listen to nothing the president says. If you got a mayor or a governor who talking right, listen to them. Wash your hands, wear your mask, hug your kids, love your family, be good to your man, be good to yourself. Still try to practice some sort of self-care. If you are a praying person, pray. If you are not a praying person, meditate on some good vibes. Do some yoga, listen to some good music. Like, just do anything that makes you feel good and makes you feel better. And if you are like me and you are still going to work, you still have to go into work, just, be as careful as you can. If you start to feel sick at all, don't go back. Fuck them people. Your life is more important. The bills will get paid eventually. Shit'll fall back into place somehow. And if it don't, then it's going to fall apart for everybody, so you won't be alone. So just, take care of yourself. All right. That's it. Bye, y'all.